fight again, make the adaptation, start to succeed against Clairen here. Gotta figure out how to win without some of those edge guards.
Got to figure out how to win against
like,
the plethora of fire characters.
Yeah.
Is Maypul the final Earth character, the final non-fire character?
And yeah, I think so. Yeah, because we just have. I think we just have Zetters and Clarens otherwise.
This fire country seems kind of broken.
And Force Burn too. Yeah. Okay. I wonder if there's a fourth fire character. Surely not.
I think we should nerf him. Anyway.
Yeah, if fire is so good, why aren't we nerfing Loxodon?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that being everything, all the joking aside, right? This is already starting off very, very high damage coming in from these two, and what we saw from Kapl in the first set on stream was so much effort into those long strings, and we're seeing them come into fruition already.
Yeah, that was a nasty charge on that. Very nasty. Ooh. Lone trying to fire back with the charge on the downstream, but
yeah,
gonna fall victim. That Clairen's got to attack there. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, I mean, if Lone had been doing F strong for that one, maybe it would have connected, but unfortunately, you know, not quite going to come through, and Kapl gonna survive for just a little longer. 132 and counting.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean conversion from Lone though,
Ooh.
and that's gonna do it. So yeah, I think Lone just has to like find these routes into the offstage tether confirms, like just tether fair or like F tilt tether nair. Just you gotta secure those kills if you're Lone. That would be my
100%. Yeah, it's about securing those kills. It's about, you know, holding on to, you know, what leads and what openings you do get. But right now, Kapl been doing a good job at just walling out the Maypul once again, utilizing that superior range to his advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. I think for Lone specifically, he kind of has an infamously good game plan on Harbor. So I feel like he just has to find the right stages in the counter picks to take advantage of the opponent effectively having like one ban after banning him. Because his game plan is like kind of well known at this point. In the right circles.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you're a big RAS watcher, you definitely know.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you can find like something really strong to do on stages like Fire Capital or other counter picks that he can go to, like, I think that would be a very good way for him to progress.
Yeah, but, you know, in the end, you know, still gonna just play a little bit of keep away, looking for those, you know, moments to whiff punish, but right now, off stage, not going to be able to complete those deep edge guards though.
Yeah. Oh! Alright, great catch with the F strong. Outranging Clairen with that. Kind of in a similar way to how I said Forsberg can decide to like outrange the opponent. Maypul can also kind of do it, just at much greater risk.
Yeah, just a much greater risk, and you only really have one move to do it that can't be canceled.
Yes.
Oh, but in the end, Kapl going to be able to get the very classic ledge hog.
Yeah, very nicely timed. It's kind of hard to time that against Maypul.
That I will say, Clairen has a little bit of an easier time doing it because you can use that normal get-up attack to do so. And if you do end up missing out on the timing, the get-up attack itself will probably knock them backwards off the stage once again. But in the end, Kapl and Lone still going toe-to-toe, still trading blow for blow.
Yeah, Lone starting up some vicious advantage states. Like, that combo was pretty dangerous, especially with like such a low fair. Oh, but that tipper F strong. Ooh. And you know Kapl is good at these rinse and repeat Clairen ledge traps. So this is a scary situation for Lone. Especially now that he doesn't have Mark. But ooh, big chance. Take advantage
big
of
chance.
Down strong.
Yeah, and once again getting the remark. Lone tether, not going to finish with the up air, but the up B right off the top. Kapl going down game number 1.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, the drag down up air is such a nasty setup for Maypul. Like, I see that, like, mostly from Lone. I don't see it from a lot of other Maypuls. But, it's so dangerous when it works like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of times where Maypul will get these up airs and to tether up airs, and sometimes you have to be worried about whether they go for another double jump up air off of that. But then there's the Maypuls who say, all right, double jump up air is cool and all, and yes, I will stay actionable afterwards, but what if I just went straight for the Shoryu right off the top? And when it does work, oh baby, does it work.
Oh yeah, that thing has so much knockback. Let's see. Kapl going for a lot of these dares and controls is interesting. I find that Clairens do that a lot, like, on the platform, but he's just kind of doing it to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, if they land, you can definitely get a lot out of it, but it's just a matter of finding the right timing, finding when your opponent actually wants to approach properly. So, right here, good grab on that parry call out. F-Strong, no, instead goes for the neutral B into more nairs.
That up air would have been nasty if it connected.
Yeah, Kapl getting a lot of damage here, but it's a matter of actually sealing it out for the kill. I see a forward throw into F-Strong in our future.
Little back throw confirmed. But I think you might be right that it might be in the future. I mean, maybe a little bit out of the percent range right now. I don't know the exact range where it works, but 145 is pretty high.
Yeah, but 145 on this stage, we're starting to approach bear territory, especially when you have a lightweight like Maypul involved.
That's true. Clairen's Marthritis cure. Melee Marth has to just, like, buy it off her.
Oh! What a GameStop trade and a half. The first hit of Uppy trading with what I believe was a fair there. But in the end, going to be able to even up the stock count.
Just a raw side B. But Lone's advantage. Taking that 43%. Oh, off stage though. I feel like if you're Lone here, you might want to give up on some of the advantage states if they take you off stage like that, because Kapl is just so punishing at ledge.
Oh yeah.
Just, if you're off stage at all, you're gonna get looped. Oh!
Oh, that caught the jump!
There. That's the Lone. That's the Lone.
There we go. Yeah, both of these players seem to be, very reliant on getting those initial downloads in, right? When you can understand what your opponent wants on the recovery, what your opponent wants in terms of DI. And once you have those downloads complete, oh man, like their punish games can get so terrifying. And speaking of which, right now, Lone offstage, no resources, no stock. Final stock for both of these players.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Lone can take this at any time, though. Like, he just needs to hit that one confirm, which he's been getting increasingly confident at. So he's making the changes that he needs to survive. There's one F tilt. I don't think Lone goes for that many F tilts as compared to a lot of other Maypuls. He's a big fan of like the jump in fair, obviously the dash attack.
Yeah, I mean, Kapl's using down tilts like Maypuls use F tilts, but right now it's just a matter of going straight off stage, looking for the nair. Not going to be able to get the tether confirmed though. And once again, it's a matter of finding that first in. Is it going to be the whiff punish? Is it going to be the wall? It's going to be the forward air.
The nasty drop fair from ledge. I hate that so much.
I'm still here.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the reversed one, but it was a very difficult one to tech if you weren't ready.
Yeah, the reverse one is like such nasty work. That's the L keys.
That's the I'm showing up to Trevor's house in the next morning. Like every single time it happens, I just lose a little bit more faith in humanity.
That's true.
It's
hard
very
to live with. But we have to live in this world where Maypul has that. Oh my god.
There's so many injustices in this world.
Great side beams grab from there. That was very clean. I really like the setups that he has. at rap. That's it. That's
Yeah, I mean-
definitely one
oh?
of the best player.
Yeah, and I gotta
Oh,
say,
Kapl.
you know, Lone did a great job there calling out the air dodge, but wasn't quite able to land the timing right where he wanted, and it turned into so much for Kapl. And all of a sudden, Kapl now in control.
Yeah, I mean, like, not as in control as he'd like to be, but now, okay. That was just like...
Definitely not as much control as he'd like.
But, like, I feel like those situations where Kapl is in control is, like, when he has center, and he's just keeping his opponent out, like just in the corner or off stage, like right there, for example. That obviously didn't keep control like in that moment, but that's the position that he really is comfortable in. Let's see.
In the end, looks for a forward strong opportunity, perhaps. I mean, it's 48% onto the Maypul, so you can't really get so much mileage off of that just yet. But this mark will do so much work, and there's exactly what we
There's
were
the
talking
reverse
about
there.
earlier.
The Trevor's house.
The Trevor's house.
We need to dox Trevor.
Oh, Lord. I'm sure that Trevor's on the planet somewhere.
Theoretically. You don't really
Theoretically.
know.
You know, could be in the International Space Station. We haven't really confirmed anything just yet, but in the meantime, you know, both of these players just playing out of this world, just continuing to just fire off hit after hit. F-Strong to send Lone off stage, not going to turn into too much more. Gotta be careful, Kapl.
Yeah, Lone goes for that ledge drop fair that is starting to bring him success, but not quite a hit, but it's only a matter of time before he gets another one. Up 2-0 as well, so I think
And right
one
now-
more can just completely turn the tides.
Yeah, but right now we're seeing Kapl just get the chip damage here and there, slowly inching towards Bear Country, but I don't know if it's really gonna happen. Ooh, beautiful tech from Kapl.
Yeah, that's what you need to do, but it's so hard.
No jump.
Let's see, can I make it back? I think. Oh, unfortunate double slide B. I think like with the up B, it would have made it back.
It would have been very close, but in the end,
We have entered Bear
match.
Country.
Yeah, match going to be away from Bear Country and much closer to the neutral start of this game.
Let's see. I'm very interested in what's going to happen with this scrapping, because Kapl does have. They're kind of just like darting back and forth, trading center. Kapl just like I think needs to maintain that stage control. It is hard against the Maple Speed.
Oh, wait.
my God. A little too far off stage? No. Oh, the SD from Lone.
Not like that.
Went too deep.
Yeah, definitely a little bit too deep there. Going to be a very big sigh of relief from Kapl. Saying,
Yep.
all right, you know what? I held my resources. I held on to everything needed and get one more chance at life. The question is, does Kapl tilt? Only time will tell.
Yeah, we will see. It is still a large mountain to climb, making this reverse 3-out. I'm interested to see the counter pick here. Probably going to be like Fire Capital.
Fire Capital.
That seems to be
Hey!
oh, Fire Capital ban.
Oh, well, you know, Kapl had
Maybe
the
like-
same idea.
Seems so. Maybe like an Armada or Rockwall then.
Yeah,
Had to
I
guess.
was gonna say.
Oh,
Oh.
Court. Yeah, that works.
All
just
right.
as well.
Yeah, instead just gonna
Pretty
go for
solid Maple
more
Syrup.
of those, more of the neutral stages, because, you know, Lone was getting a lot of the neutral wins, right? You know, was able to get so much damage off of being able to move around and actually get to play around the Clairen range instead of just be forced to stay inside of it the entire time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it'll benefit Kapl's recoveries a little bit. Because now you get the mix-up of whether you're going to ledge or the top platform. But,
Oh, what a charge!
ooh. Oh my god. The tether to just like kind of lurk above Kapl's mistech was very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Lone's definitely cooking a little bit. We got to charge on the down strong. We got to cancel immediately into the up B hitfall, but right now, you know, still trying to see who gets that first stock, and it's gonna be
Ooh.
Kapl.
Yeah, the fair 2. Actually, some excellent confirms into that from Kapl, like this bracket. You always see the like fair 1 confirms with fast fall, but fair 2 not so bad in its own right.
Yeah, and it's a little bit interesting to see how Lone likes to approach. Like, it's just a matter of every time that Kapl's at high percent, Lone just stands back and says, all right, I'm not approaching literally ever unless I have a mark. If I have a mark, I'm going straight on in. And the difference in, you know, in attitudes is just extremely, extremely noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what you need to do as people. Like, if you can just completely dodge Clairen with your speed, camp like this, you might as well. Like, that's your real edge. Because Maypul doesn't have, like, a projectile to catch Maypul. And it's hard for him to just, like, go after her and whiff, leaving her open to, like, something like Maypul dash attack or fair. Oh my god! The low fair. That one's not
low
gonna
fair.
be good.
Not quite going to be killing just yet, but one thing also to note about this stage is that the placement of the platforms means that a lot of Kapl going for these up throws doesn't necessarily lead to the same true sort of follow-ups that we always end up seeing from the Clairen. But, oh, beautiful tech coming in from Lone.
Yeah, okay.
Up throw.
The get up attack. It's greedy.
Wow, that connected.
I almost thought we were
ID.
going to see a double fair there.
Yeah, definitely was a possibility there, but don't want to go too crazy when you're on, you know, where you could potentially set yourself up for a reverse 3-0. I definitely know Lone doesn't want to do that.
No, absolutely not. I mean, like, nobody
Oh,
ever
Lord.
set up for a reverse 3-0. But, Kapl making the right steps to get that. That neutral B edge guard is so scary.
Yeah, especially off of the down tilts. You DI in just a little bit too far, and all of a sudden, it's guaranteed as hell. But just like that, down strong, double down strong, going to even up that stock count.
Yep, that's what you want to see if you're alone. Now you gotta get this percent. You gotta just put more. Alright. Let's wait it out.
No
Oh my
need to
God.
approach, but going to go for it anyway.
Kapl dashing into the down tilt. The great fake out.
The great pretender.
Alright, Lone is the mark at least. But, it's Kapl's advantage. Oh! Goes for a similar nasty up strong charge, like we saw game 1, but this time not gonna hit.
Yeah, and we're about 20% away from Bear Country, and Lone slowly inching closer and closer towards that blast zone, and there we go, side B, evening up this game count. Game number 5, Lone on the verge of getting reverse 3-0.
Yep, one step closer. It's tough. You gotta really lock in with mentality here. Because after losing like 3-0 to Clairen winners, and now being up so close to getting your revenge on the character, and then it's slowly sliding out of your grasp, like you gotta really, really lock in.
Yeah, especially when, you know, you came into this expected to win the whole thing, right? Believe Lone's coming in as first seed. You had Oh, we're getting a few disconnects here and there. Might be a swap of the servers. I don't know what's going on here. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what region Kapl is. I know Lone is New England.
Oregon.
I see. So they're just playing full cross country. They might be going to Chicago or something.
Perhaps. Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see what exactly happens between these two, but I'm guessing final game, I'm gonna just go for the bans here or there. The big issue with the new lobbies is trying to figure out, wait, which stages did I win on again?
Yeah, that is true. I'm trying to think what stages Lone would want to go here, because the port didn't work out.
Could always go back to Tempest.
It is true. It's kind of a pros and cons stage.
Because,
But I can see
you
the
know,
pick.
if I remember correctly, you know, that was Kapl's counter pick. Kapl ended up winning eventually on that, but it was because of Lone's SD, right? Like,
That is true. I do think with someone who's as good at controlling the ledge as Kapl, you don't want to go to a smaller stage where
That's
you're
what I'm thinking.
proportionally going to get on ledge more times.
like theoretically, you shouldn't go back to Tempest, and it doesn't make sense to go back to Tempest. But practically speaking, it has worked out so far as this set is concerned. So Lone right here has the opportunity to go to Aramata, opportunity to go to the rock wall. I don't really like the idea of Aramata for Lone, honestly, because it ends up being
Well,
so
like it or
the big
not.
the big issue
no.
with it is that Lone doesn't get the ability to go for as deep of the edge guards as we've seen from him because of the lack of the side walls on the stage. But
It depends,
Definitely-
though, because like if he just needs to set Terry up before he goes to the really deep stuff, because then he can just feather back to stage and be completely fine.
yeah, it just takes a little bit more, you know, preemptiveness is all.
Yes. Yeah, you need planning for it. It's not just like the off the cuff. Oh, I'm just gonna like reversal fair you.
Yeah, but right now it seems like Kapl very much able to just continue to wall out the Maypul. Every single one of Lone's openings just not going to work out here. Down tilt to start things off, still not going to be able to get much more than that.
Yeah, hopping past the shield to catch the jump out of shield, up tilt. Very smart stuff.
Right, and the big thing about this stage, though, is if you're playing a character with spikes, oh lord, does this stage work out well for you. Because every single time that the opponent gets sent down really far, that wall being so much smaller means that you have so much lower options to get back to the stage.
Exactly. Plus, if the opponent's unlucky, they can even get pineapple, which is probably more of a factor for Clairen than it is for Maypul. But it's
Almost
something to
certainly.
consider for sure.
Up tilt. Oh, if that
Okay.
had just barely connected, both of these players maybe a frame or two away from getting those strongs to connect.
Yeah, I would have thought Kapl would go for the strong there for the tech base, but it seems not. Learning from past mistakes.
All right, definitely learning from past mistakes. Going to be able to get past that get up attack as well, but both of these players still adding more and more layers to the gameplay the later that the stage goes on. Forward tilt, of all things, going to be the option for Kapl at a disadvantage.
Yeah, a surprisingly good kill option for Clairen, especially like when it differs. it kind of does a surprising amount of effect. Oh, but the raw up B. That's such a good follow.
Yeah, I mean, Lone gonna be able to recognize that DI, recognize that percent, and getting that dash attack straight into that up B. Very, very good position there. And all of a sudden, even up stock counts, not even up percent counts. Lone fans cheering a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean, Kapl still very clearly an advantage here. We'll see. I want to see, like... Oh
No
my
double
God.
jump.
Kapl usually has been, like, very strong at the ledge. Oh my god. Just carrying Lone all the way across the stage and back to secure that kill. And Lone on tournament stock.
Yeah, Lone potentially on tournament stock here, and this is a very rough position to be here mentally, especially when Lone was one stock away from taking it all in game number 3 and
Yeah.
died to an SD. If this turns into the turnaround, I don't know what Lone's going to end up doing.
Yeah, we did see him taking a moment on the Angel Plat to breathe, which is what you need to do in this scenario. So you just gotta play it. You gotta claw out your neutral wins. Oh my god, the dash attack and shield. I do that all the time. Yeah, I mean, you do have the mark at least, so you can like kind of maneuver Kapl to the side of the stage and
Down strong.
yeah. Oh, let's see.
Oh! Oh, Ping Pong
Really
Master does
interesting
not
setup.
quite do it, but in the end,
this up air right there is just not gonna kill, which is the crux of it. But that was a really cool setup. I was expecting like a drag down up air into up B, like we saw earlier.
Yeah, right now, it's a matter of just playing this neutral out, understanding any single hit will lead to that kill, but getting hit a single time could mean disaster. You have to look to protect Lily here, but Kapl looking for the kill instead, not going to look for the counter just yet, but there it was.
Yep. Let's see. Kapl fishing for that down tilt. The long range ground move, if it hits, like especially into the corner, like doing it.
Oh, hold on.
Up into a neutral B edge. Ooh, big chance for Lone, but not quite gonna get that fair that he really, really desperately needs.
Yeah, but you have to be so careful as Lone here. We're approaching bear territory. Forward throw. No,
Charging that
not
down
gonna do it.
strong. What is
Up air, not gonna tip her. Yeah, and on air armada, back air is so terrifying. Lone, if he gets hit a single time, could spell disaster.
He gets that grab. Let's see. Oh! The falling up air at a disadvantage from Kapl. Gonna take it over Lone.
Yeah, and
Secure the game
one
five.
Keep a secret.
whiffed up air from Lone at the very end of Game 5 spells the end of his run here. Congratulations to Lone for making it up to top 8, but Kapl
Yeah.
going to be moving on with the